Hello! We are Thursday, 5 p.m. UK and 9 a.m. PST. This is going to be a very quick session, and it's about the new Google testing tool. So there's a few things I'm going to tell you. And I was planning big push and say this is what we're going to, and I'm going to slow us down a little bit because there's things that I've learned along the way because I've been out talking with people and testing and doing lots. We've done around about 70 tests so far using this tool, which I'm going to explain. So welcome, hello. If you're watching this anywhere apart from YouTube, I'd ask you to go across onto YouTube. Tony's keeping an eye, I've got Tony and Monica. Tony's keeping an eye on the thread, and we can pick up comments if we get to them now. Otherwise, email me, martin@plusyourbusiness.com, if we don't get to them. That's the thing, we've shared it on Google+, you could be on a thread there, etc. So, take a step back. Webmaster Tools had a tool that allowed you to test the speed of a website, and it was something that kind of happened over there very often, and it was super sort of techie and not necessarily something that you're going to sit there with a potential client or take a screenshot of and send through to them. So Google have brought out a new tool, which the link is in the description, and if you click that, you'll get to look at it on the mobile. It's very important. This is what this is about. So I'm going to give you some key information, and I'm going to tell you what the plan is with Plus Your Business with this. So it looks beautiful, and you put in the site. So let's go for whose site? Who wants to be the site? And ours is getting optimized today, so let's go for Dialect. And so dialectinc.com, which is the agency that we use to do our site, and they're going to be optimizing theirs now in due course. So it shows a bar that goes across the top, and when it says all done, the reason I'm holding the phone and showing it this way is it's beautiful. Look at that, and it scrolls, and it's lovely if you're in front of somebody. So this as a traffic light system, you can see the results. We've got three things. We've got the top one that says mobile friendliness. We've got the next one that says mobile speed. And then the next one says desktop speed. Okay, and we've got green. That's traffic light system. You know what traffic lights are. So we've got that there. So green is where we want to be. Now, I've been out testing people's responses to this, as well as doing a lot. As I said, we've done about 70 of site testing to see where people are coming at. So let's start with the just general site testing. I would say that most of the sites I've tested, a lot of the modern sites are mobile friendly. That top one's okay, but most of them are coming out with poor, a lot less than this, and very much in the 40s and the 50s and so on. And desktop and mobile, even though they're differentiated, there's going to be a relationship between those because it's about speed. Right, so that's the tool. However, let's now take a little bit of a step back. I did a session with the Geek University the other day, and it was probably one of the most enjoyable shows we've done for a while. If you haven't seen it, I don't know if Monica or Tony could grab the link and check it in the description and the comments. That was possibly the best content in relation to some of these things. So go and have a look at that. I'm not going to go into it more and more again. So check that out. However, what's coming, what I'm finding is people like the tool. And then it's like, well, what do we do next? And in order to know that, and I'm not going through the whole sales process because that's something we're building, is they need to know why this matters. Why does the speed matter? If Google says it's that, why does that matter to me? So the site isn't as fast as it needs to be on a mobile. What difference does that make? So we are currently working on that, and I've been out testing today, and I've been finding out, I've been going and selling actually this is the product in Bath today, and getting feedback and starting to build a script of how this can be taken out into the world. Wasn't as simple and straightforward as I first thought, because firstly, it's all about relationships. You've got to go and build relationships, but secondly, it takes time to build trust that this is now going to help their business in some way. So if you are a business and you've got a website, you want to test your site. So first thing. The second thing is If you get a report, which you get if you've got the tool, and you see you want to make those changes, that's great. You can get in touch with somebody else. Or we do have a service that we're putting together, and it's with Trevor Stewart, and we've teamed up. We've got a service that we can offer. Get in touch. But I'm not rushing to push this out there massively at the minute. And the reason why is that it's very early days and I'm putting all of the pipes in place. However, I would say this is a single tool that working with a client, in front of a client, if you are a consultant, this is an asset. This is a really useful thing. It's got Google branding on it, and it shows people green's beautiful and the red you don't want. So straight away, you've got the ability to encourage psychologically that there's something that could be offered to move that needle. Now, I think that this is one of, say, 5 products that could be sold, and that's what we're now putting in place. Don't underestimate the power of the Google brand and the ability for you to be able to sit there and say, well, this is what Google are saying. I think that's very, very strong. But if you're a business owner, you need to make sure that you get somebody who knows what they're doing to make those changes. And very often, webmasters themselves are not doing the optimization. You can see that. Even good companies are not optimizing their sites well for mobile based upon these results. It takes 10 hours, based upon the feedback from the people that are doing the work on our site, a minimum of 10 hours to get everything together. So it's a big time investment. And then, if it's a bigger site, it's going to be a lot longer than that. So first thing is that if you're a business, make sure you make a good decision if you're going to go out and have a person do the optimization. Secondly, if you're a consultant, this is an opportunity for you to go and sell this as a potential product in your portfolio of things. Now, you can do that online, you can do that by phone, you can do that by email, but I think there is an opportunity to do that. It does, however, need a sales process. And that's what we're working on right now, which is why next week we're doing a very soft launch on this. I was going to do a big push, but I'm not, because there's more I need to learn. There's 3 consultants that are out, including myself, that are testing at the minute the sales process on this, and we're not there yet. So next week, Monica, Tony, Jim Furs, Martin Holmes, James Carl, and Marilyn Ritter. So far, we've got a small team of people that we're just going to gently ease into testing and pulling together a sales script as well as education around really what are the benefits to this. And I think once we've got to that point, we'll be able to go further. So there is a link in the description. If you are super keen to get involved, we're putting a program on. The program's going to last a month, and it may end up being 5 weeks if we have a slow ease in next week. But that's, if you want to join, it's only $100. I'm meeting with sponsors. It looks like we've got some sponsorship on this one, which is great for small business. And come and join us now. Get involved. Help us form the program over the next week, and then we'll start to look at going further. This is for consultants, for people who want to make money from selling products and services, especially in the real world, and going and build in a set of relationships with 100 businesses. That would be the aim. But it's really early days, and we're not rushing on this one. I was rushing a little bit because I thought it would be more straightforward, and I thought I'd be able to have off the top of my head some of the information. I haven't. I need to structure it, I need to write it, and I need to have it so solid that when you get it, it just makes it a lot easier. That's what we need to do. So that's going to take a week. However, we know we can deliver exceptionally well. Now, my site, Push Business, we ran the tests, and we've now gone back with doing a backup on making all the changes now. But Michael Johnston has been doing it. These guys are the best. They're just fantastic what they do. He's been doing the optimization with Trevor, and they got the screenshot came through, and we got to 100 on the mobile friendly list and 100 on the desktop. So our promise to clients is that we're going to get you good with Google in the green on the mobile speed and the desktop speed. Friendliness, it depends where they're at. So as you can tell, many sites are friendly because they're modern sites, and that's great. If they're not a modern site and they're still pinching and zooming, that's more difficult. So we have to consider, do they need a new site? In that, there's a sale then to be had with that business where we offer them a site. Now, the way that we're approaching this is that the price, we're looking at the starting price, which we're hoping that 80% of the sites are going to be this price, $500 for the optimization, and if it's more, we don't charge the $500, and we then give them a list of all the stuff that needs to change. They can either go off and do it themselves, or it's an extra cost. It could be $750, could be $1,000, could be $2,000. Depends on the size of the site. But it's very early days. I think there's an opportunity. I think that for consultants that are looking at this being one of the things that they offer, and there may be social media offering, there may be something about reviews, and then you never know, maybe in time there's something on 360 video stuff as well. But this is a part of a larger package, but it's a great conversation starter. That's the point, is if somebody sees that and goes through that process with you, it's such a great connection with the person. Now, the other thing I'm going to add in, check out the Geeks University video, because it goes into a lot more detail on the how-tos for this. It covers it all. The other thing to look at, if you're looking at relationship building, is Google Maps and connecting with people around their listing. I was in with a gallery today. Loved it. In fact, I posted a picture of some of the Marvel characters, and you can see Captain America on my profile. Awesome visuals, wonderful. And aside from slight copyright things, which will be interesting to see what happens with maps, I took pictures of the art, and I added those pictures to Google Maps, and they loved that we had the connection, and that I was, I was taking pictures. I enjoyed taking pictures, 5-10 minutes. So there is a whole process to be done about connecting with people, using Google's products and services, whilst also you being an independent consultant. And that's what we're just trialing with Plus Your Business. How could that work when there's essentially a payment back to you if you're a salesperson or a consultant, and it's a streamlined process that makes it easy for the person to feel and know that they're going to get value from working with us. So early days, but that's what I wanted to let you know. And I do think whatever you take away from this, take the link, have that testing tool there, and know that this is a wow experience that people have when they see the dials and it's there. So I think Google have done a wonderful job with this, and it's been, for me, one of the most exciting tools that we've had access to now for certainly for a long time for me, because I think this is a convincer that something needs to change. It's just a question of then what do you do to help them. Okay, I don't know if there's any questions, anything else that's going on that people are looking. I can have a look as well if I can pick up. Tony?
There's comments in the YouTube stream, but no questions.
Okay. Who's there? Shall I have a look? See what we've got going on. I can see live on YouTube. There we go. Let me have a look, see if I can find. We'll probably start playing as soon as I go over, so bear with me a second. There we go. Right. Let's see where we got the comments. I can see that. Richard. Excellent. Richard Wiseheart or Wizheart. Been around. Hello, Peter. Hello, everybody there. Great. Okay. Well, look, some more comments below. More comments below. It says that's fine. So I am going to. I mean, what I say is Richard and anybody else who's watching that has been around for a while and wants to get involved at this stage in shaping something, then definitely I've got Tony on the main screen. Then there is a course. We are putting this on. Oh, and now he turns up. See, now I've got the man that knows. Look at this. We've got part of him. He's there. So meet Trevor, everybody. We're going to see.
Hey guys.
Look at this. Welcome, Trevor. How are you?
Not bad. Sorry guys, I was just got out of a meeting that trickled on a little bit.
Cool.
My apologies.
Let's talk then. I'm going to ask some questions. Very quick.
Sure.
So who are you? What do you do? Let's start with that, and then we'll talk about what we're doing.
I work in the automobile industry. I take care of about 400 dealerships in Canada for their digital solutions all across the board, and I specialize in growing AdWords budgets for premier partners in Canada through the automotive industry or vertical. So that's what I do. I also work as one of the ambassadors in the partners program. Well, now we're on the expert panel of their forum, the AdWords advertising community, and I also work as an advisor with Martin in the Google small business community as well.
Yeah, great stuff. So what happened? So last week, myself and Trevor connected in one of those Google events that we had for small business, and he said we've got to get your site sorted because it's that. And he tested it, and it was like down on the dials and so on. And even though it's very friendly, it still needed the work. So myself and Trevor got together and said, this is something that every website's going to need doing. And the question that, if you've got this question, is, well, why can't a webmaster do it? It's like, well, they can if they've got the expertise, but it's a specialist job. It's a bit like webmasters not doing SEO. You know, the person that's designed, it's even the site design. It's not even a webmaster sometimes. It's the person who's designed, because it's different qualities. It's aesthetics as opposed to looking at the functionality from the perspective of load time of pages. So this is why we think that there's a niche opportunity there. Trevor, thoughts?
Yeah, thoughts exactly as you just said, Martin. We've seen it back about 7 years ago when we had web developers. And then all of a sudden, the industries noticed that the web developers weren't savvy enough in an SEO sense to be able to optimize. So then we had to attach SEO service to a web designer as soon as he was done, because he built a website that corresponded to basically as a programmer's view, which got your site online, which was usually responded to W3 schools, and it worked. But then sometimes it never respected the framework that SEO needed to present your site in the right way to Google. Well, we're just following in the third type of series of that. Now a site can be well optimized on page. It can be respond to a programmer's needs and functionalities, but it might not respect the few things that Google is going to need to have the site show up in mobile properly.
Yeah, and we know that over 50% of searches are mobile right now. So it's like we've got to kind of understand this is where it's going. Now there's another little aspect tying the two things together with SEO and with mobile speeds. Google have said, and this is from 2010, that the speed of your site does have a relationship with SEO, and if you imagine, that kind of makes sense, because if the site doesn't load, it doesn't give a good user experience. If it's not a good user experience, Google doesn't want to deliver more of those search results. So we are now, it's like we're focusing on one aspect that can have an effect across many others. So the sites that don't get mobilized versus the sites that do get mobilized are moving into is a competitive advantage. Any thoughts on that, Trevor? It's like, yeah.
No, it's exactly right. And whose fault is it that the images are not minimized, or whose fault is it that the JavaScript is a little sloppy? So it's just Google making sure at the end that our user experience is thought out to the end, and that's for the mobile device as well. So I agree 100%.
Yeah, great stuff. Okay, I'm going to come to the comment stream and see where we're at. So essentially, on this program that we're putting together, Trevor's going to be coming in for little sessions, and we'll be educating more around mobile generally, but the outcome is sales. The outcome is to build relationships with people and get sales. Now, you can be doing that independently, or you can do that as essentially a partner within this program where you're getting a percentage of what you bring in. And the aim is this a scalable thing so that we have more products and therefore helping you to get more clients? It's a test, it's a trial, we'll see what happens. There's lots of other things that we're trying in the background, but I believe in consultants. I believe that people connecting with people on a personal level, helping their business, is a good way of doing business. And I think a lot of that is real world, and this is a tool that will help you be able to do that. So if you're interested in that, then the course at this current time, and it might well go up, is $100. I just wanted to so you got some skin in the game, but we're not talking thousands of dollars. If you're interested in being involved at the start, then that's the price now. Get involved. We're not looking. This isn't a big money earner on the course. It's about, can we together build something that delivers value to these people that have a clear issue, and starting with that on the tool. So there we go. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me come to the thread just a second on the YouTube. Let's have a little look and see what we've got going on there. Hello, Tim Sweeney. What's that there? I can't see any other. I got Martin Holmes in there. E-Marketing Group, hello. I can't see any other comments, but let me just reload. And then we make them to, final. Let's just go there. No, everyone's really, really quiet. So essentially, the link for the tool is in the description on YouTube. The link for the course is in the description on YouTube. It may well be pushed out a little bit over the next week, but we're looking to get all of the pieces of the pipe connected that will allow the business to flow, so we're not rushing. That's a piece. Last thought, and then we'll come to Monica and Tony very quickly. So actually, we'll come to Monica. So Monica, just say hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I've been waiting for this tool a long time, so I'm glad to work with it, and I'm glad to jump into this group and find out what is working fine.
What's working, and how people are finding. This is going to be a big learning community in terms of the culture of what works, what doesn't. And as I said, I found out stuff that didn't work I wouldn't have known unless I went down there today. So and I've sold on local. So I think that there's going to be a journey for us all. But that's how we are with Plus Your Business, is how do we help each other. So that's that. That's great. So thank you, Monica. And Tony?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into the course, and again, the sales process is something that I think we'll just want a little bit of polishing and refining, because it's a similar process to the other aspects that we've been doing. So looking forward to this. Good.
Good. Excellent. Before I come to Trevor, are you still there, Trevor? You're not in coverage?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. I'm still here.
He's still there. He's still there. Good. Okay, so next steps, everybody. So next Thursday, we are going to have an event, which is going to be a private event there. So join up, and it's links in the description on YouTube of this particular video. However, there's another piece. Well, two pieces. The first thing is I'm going to drop in this Facebook, even though there was a YouTube. There is a YouTube version, but I'm going to drop in the Facebook link. If you want to watch much more content on the detail of maps and the tool as well, and they go through a demo. It was Luria and David. They're awesome. Watch that video. It's a good piece of content for 30 minutes. It's the first thing. The second thing is, if you want your site optimized, or you want a client site optimized, that's really what we're looking at with arrangements. And Trevor's the man, and we can, at the moment, Trevor's scaled up so that 20 a day is the capacity if we want to scale. So realize, you know, we're working out how we can take this to market in a way which will allow everybody to really win on this opportunity. Going back, before we come to the last words from Trevor, going back a fair few years, what happens in this situation is the market moves. And people will start hitting the phones, and people will start taking this as an opportunity of, wow, we got. But I have to say, having done this, it's not as straightforward as you think, because if you give everybody access to the tool and so on, and then you have to build the relationship with the webmaster, and all of this is over there to be dealt with. And what you need is a partnership where you act as a specialist that enables the webmaster to be happy and the client to be happy, and you as a consultant there to be in that process. And it's a really interesting one, and it wasn't necessarily foreseen until you go out and you experience, and that's what you've got to do. I've always done that, is I'll teach you what I learned. So there we have it. So we're ready for business. We're ready to help the consultants. So we're ready to use this as the first of several. 5 is what we're looking at, products that we can help. And there may well be social, there may be SEO, there may be optimization and AdWords maybe as well, but we're not going to reveal the whole plan there. We're focused on building this as a starting point of the opportunity, because it's got a Google logo on it. Yeah, we're a Google partner, so consultants will be going out with their own web page where they are, you know, part of what we're doing and trained by me and by us. But the tool itself is a winner. There we go. Last thoughts from Trevor.
Yeah, good. I do have a few comments to mention. There is it is the core, Martin. Mobile is today where everyone's gravitating towards. It's where people are making decisions. We've got a lot of cross-device using periodically throughout the day. We're not in the old days where we waited to get on our laptop at home after our supper. We pull it out of our pocket. So that's why we want, as Martin said, this is a moving target. Everything shifts so quickly that we just want to work with you guys and have a good mobile presence, and it starts from there. It's the base, because it's not just SEO. Google doesn't just prefer mobile sites; clients do too, which is going to touch a lot of points on conversion. So this is where I do believe, Martin, that you saw the biggest bang for your consultants and the starting ground, and I believe that you're 100% right. So I just wanted to add that to the pie.
That's spot on. The world now has gone mobile. That's what it says on the Google site, and we've been saying this within Plus Your Business for a while. 2013,
That's right.
I could see mobile and voice started, and the ecosystem changed considerably. Well, now the rest of the world needs to catch up and get the sites together. So then we have it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Trevor. Thanks, Monica. Thank you, Tony. Thank you to watching. You've got 2 links. You've got the testing link, and you can click that, go and test your own site, test your client's site. You've got the consultants link. As I said, we're just easing in gently. Love you to join us if you like our approach and want to be part of the start. The price is low. It may well go up. And that isn't a big salesy thing. It might go up. It may not. I don't know. So join if you want. We start on Monday there for the community. We've got that set up already. We're using Slack, and we'll see how this goes. But whatever happens, please take the opportunity of knowing that this is a great tool to connect with people around facts that Google are saying about their website, and obviously particularly in relation to mobile. You cannot deny the figures. You look at them and you go, wow. So test it out, see how people respond, and either go off and do something on your own if you're in the space, or come and see how we can work together. Okay, ladies and gents, take care. Thank you all. Thanks everyone for watching. See you all next time. Cheers.